Okay, Dr. Raj Shankar Ghosh sir is sitting in the back, but fine, sir, I'll conclude this session on your behalf. Thank you so much. So we come to this conclusion of this particular session, and now we move on to the inaugural session. The governor has already arrived in the hospital. He'll be coming up in about 10 minutes time. In the meanwhile, we'll be playing a video about the story of Yashoda Hospitals. But before that, again, I'd like to reiterate some certain Raj Bhavan has sent to us. As I said, kindly keep all the mobile phones on silent mode. I wish, I again, request all the audience here to keep their mobile phones on silent mode. Again, the doors will be locked. Nobody will be allowed to go in or come out of the hall once the governor enters the auditorium. And again, as I said, in the front rows, we request the guests not to cross the legs. Okay, so I request our audio video team to kindly play this particular. I think this is very interesting for all of you to watch.
Some people inherit opportunities. Some people fight for them. And some wait for someone to simply believe they deserve one.
We didn't come from privilege. Many of us came from uncertainty. Questions about education, about tomorrow, were no easy answers.
Years ago, inspired by the values of a mother who taught her children education changes everything, Mr. Ravinder Rao, Dr. Surendra Rao, Mr. Devendra Rao, inspired by their mother, Mrs. Yashodama. In 1989, starting with a 50-bedded hospital in Somajiguda, they began a journey of care, serving patients. A journey built on compassion, trust, and the belief that care should reach everyone who needs it. Since then, that single hospital grew into something far greater, adding 3 more hospitals. It became a respected healthcare network of more than 4,000 beds. State-of-the-art hospitals, a beacon of hope for thousands of patients. But they believed impact should go beyond healthcare.
So in 2011, they created something for students like us, not charity, not temporary help, a foundation built on education, opportunity, and empowerment.
Through Akshara, students found academic support. Through Abhaya, young people found inclusion and career pathways. Through Varadi, voices were strengthened. Through Makutumbam, many found something they had missed for years: belonging.
And today, through skill development and AI training initiatives, students are learning future-ready skills, digital knowledge, confidence, career possibilities, a future we once thought belonged to somebody else.
Nearly 4,000 students benefit every year, over 100 successful batches. But numbers don't explain transformation. People do.
The student who completed education, the young person who found employment, the child who discovered confidence, the dream that refused to disappear.
A mother's belief, 3 brothers' vision. From a 50-bedded hospital in Somajiguda to a healthcare legacy touching millions of lives, to thousands of brighter futures through education and empowerment.
And we know this is real because we are living proof.
Everything you have experienced, the voice, visuals, sound, and more, is AI. Made by the in-house team at Yashoda Hospitals. But the story isn't artificial. It is built from the true life lessons learned by our students. Let us introduce Yashoda Foundation AI-ready scholars. Students who are rewriting their futures, transforming into success stories, and inspiring the world.
So this was the Yashoda Foundation. This is a CSR activity of our hospital, wherein we take underprivileged children and orphans, and they get vocational training. We do it totally free of cost for them, and we even give them placements. We try to place in our own hospital, so we have many of these underprivileged children who have been, trained by our own foundation, and they work in our hospital, and they have achieved great heights. Apart from that, we place in other industry also. I think this is a great, this was a dream of our chairman and our directors, and we have been doing it for the last almost 10 years, and we have probably touched the lives of more than a few thousands of children. Next, we'd like to play, because till the governor comes, there may be a few more minutes. We'd like to show you about our hospital. I'd request the digital team to play the hospital video. Just a brief history of how Yashoda Hospital is all about. So Yashoda Hospital started about 35 years back in Hyderabad with a small 50-bedded hospital, and today we have 4,000 beds, and we're still growing. We have 4 fully independent hospitals in Hyderabad, and this is called Yashoda High Tech, where we are sitting, and we have seen this. This is one of the green buildings that we have built with 40,000 square feet of green space in this hospital. So we, even on the 7th floor, you see fully grown trees where the patients actually can, access the garden. So that is what was created with the dream of about, even what we are talking about, environmental, footprint. So we have created enough green space. Apart from that, we have taken many, many measures to conserve energy, because every room the patient is in is exposed to, they have daylight coming in. So they depend less on electricity and all. Apart from this, we're coming with a 5th hospital. Even that is in Hyderabad city, very close to our high-tech city, and that is also going to be a very green hospital. So we were always a single state, single city hospital, but now we are going beyond Hyderabad. We are coming up in Bangalore. Dr. Alexander Thomas is aware of it. So we'll be coming to other parts of India also. So this is, in short, the story of Yashoda Hospitals, and we have always been committed. Our directors, our board of directors, and everybody working in Yashoda take great pride, because they have always focused on the best possible care to be delivered to our patients, and at a very, very affordable cost, because that is what is the need of the hour. But we have created one of the best facilities here. I'm sure you will get more time to see this hospital during lunch break and as you leave the hospital. So with these few words, I'll like to close this session, because I think the governor is about to come, maybe in a couple of minutes. Sergeant, the governor, sir, is coming? 5 minutes, okay. He'll be here in the next 5 minutes. So again, whatever rules I told will apply. The doors will be closed, so nobody is allowed to go out. Yes. Yes, okay. So I take this once again, to congratulate each one of you to be for having come to this conference. As I told you, when we started talking about this conference, I'm sure a lot of people are not aware of the environmental impact hospitals create on the environment. So I think this is an eye-opener for all of us, and all of us should take a pledge that we will work towards sustainability and resilient hospitals, so that the impact on environment is minimized, and we build more and more green hospitals and take more and more initiatives to see that we do not pollute the atmosphere and the environment. This opportunity, I want to again thank Dr. Lallu, Joseph, and Caroline ma'am for doing a wonderful session in all the confusion, ma'am. So, so because it was a great session, we were all looking forward to that. But yes, I'm sure all the audience did enjoy that, though the confusion was more for the speakers and the chairpersons. Thank you again. Anybody who wants to say a few words about this conference while we wait for the chief guest, most welcome. I can pass the mic on, but the moment the governor comes, obviously we'll be snatching the mic away. So that risk is there. If somebody is in between, middle of talking also, there's no way we'll leave it there. I have to continue. Oh my God. Now what do I talk about? I think all of you will get bored. I've been talking from morning, and I'm sure I'll talk till late evening. Madam, my only problem is if they ask a question, you will be obliged to answer, and you'll say, I want to answer. Okay, sure. There, mic there, Sachin. Yeah. So you know the rule, right? We'll snatch the mic the moment somebody comes in.
So when we were discussing the thing, so a gentleman over there, he spoke about penalizing the people. So the analogy the George ma'am gave was a river. So river is there are many streams to the river which are coming and making the river. We are taking the water from the river and then polluting the water and putting it back into the river. So consider healthcare provider as the people who are polluting the water and put it into the river. So now, if we have the platform like NABH and everything. If NABH integrates the amount of pollution which is being fed to the stream, which is going into the river, and somehow incentivize us, like if we are an NABH accredited hospital, so we get 15% on the government tariffs. Likewise, if a parameter is added for environment and everything, we get more incentive about it. The stream would be much cleaner. The government is doing its job, providing us a clean water, but there is not a very good paradise sort of a thing everywhere. So the government is doing the best it can with the large facility what we have as in India. And my name is Jayant Gandhi, and being Gandhi, I'll always save India first. I come from Bihar, which is an underserved area as far as the healthcare goes. We are running a startup there, healthcare startup by the name Mediversal. I think it's time to cut me off.
Yeah, looks like I'm also seeing what is happening. 2 minutes? Okay, 2 minutes.
In 2 or 3 words, I mean, when we are talking about insurance and we are talking about the ecosystems, there is this growing perspective and thinking that we can give personhood to natural ecosystems, to rivers, and there has been precedents. Like in New
The time has come to
Equator
cut off, sir. We have got the signal there. The governor is about to enter the hall. So I request all of you to keep seated and maintain some silence. When the chief guest is entering the auditorium, I request all the guests to rise. I request all the guests to rise. The chief guest is about to enter the auditorium. I request the other dignitaries to kindly join onto the dais. I request Dr. Ajay Sethi, sir, Sanjay Jodpe, sir, Norley Grace Mercado, Dr. Alexander Thomas, Dr. Linge, sir, and Dr. Martha Ramesh. Thank you very much, sir. I request the auditor. We are actually going to play the national song. That's the Vande Mataram. So I request all the audience to keep standing.
Shasya Shyamanam Mataram
Thank you very much. I take this opportunity to invite our Honorable His Excellency, Honorable Governor, and the dignitaries on the dais. Now I request we request them to be presented with the memento, please, with the bouquet. I request Dr. G.S. Rao, sir, to kindly give the bouquet to the Governor. I request one more bouquet to be presented to Dr. Ajay Seth, Mr. Ajay Seth, the India Chairman, by Dr. Alexander Thomas. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request all the dignitaries to kindly join for the lamp lighting. Slowly, come.
शुभं कुरुध्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुध्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिः परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापम् सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तु ते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः.
Thank you very much, sir. Now to start the inaugural address, I'd request Dr. A. Lingaya, sir, the organizing chairman of the Health International Conference and her director of Yashoda Hospitals, to kindly give his opening message to the audience. Thank you.
A very good morning to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure and honor to welcome you all to the International Health and Environmental Leadership Conference today. We are privileged to have with us our chief guest, His Excellency Sri Shiv Prasad Shukla, Honorable Governor of Telangana. He served as the Governor of Himachal Pradesh and Minister of State for the Finance in the first Modi ji ministry. Sir, your presence today inspires the healthcare community and reinforces our commitment towards building a healthier and more sustainable future. I also extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Dr. Ajay Seth, Chairman, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority India, whose leadership continues to strengthen India's healthcare and insurance ecosystem. My heartfelt welcome to Dr. G.S. Rao Garu, Managing Director, Yashoda Group of Hospitals, Professor Sanjay Jodhpe, President, Public Health Foundation of India, Ms. Nurli Grace Mercado, Executive Director, Healthcare Without Harm, Southeast Asia, Dr. Alexander Thomas, Chairman, HELP, Dr. Kishan, President, IMA, Telangana. Dr. Martha Ramesh, President of HELP Telangana chapter, and all our distinguished speakers, chairpersons, panelists, and delegates who came from across India and abroad also. My heartfelt welcome to the print and electronic media. You are the very important people to make awareness among the people about sustainability. Our overwhelming response to this conference reflects the growing realization that climate change is not only an environmental challenge, but also a major public health challenge. In fact, the response was so encouraging that a registration has to be closed early. As healthcare professionals, our mission is to heal and save lives. However, we must also recognize that the health of the people and health of the planet are inseparable. Sustainable healthcare is no longer an option, it is a necessity. The Healthcare Environmental Leadership Platform HELP, established in 2017, has been working tirelessly to promote sustainability by bringing together healthcare institutions across India and encouraging them to reduction of carbon emission, conservation of energy and water, and decreasing biomedical waste. Through innovation, education, and collaboration, HELP is motivating hospitals to become better stewards of environmental health. I take this opportunity to congratulate HELP Steering Committee, the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh chapters, and all other volunteers who tirelessly over the last several months to make this conference a reality. Friends, the future depends on the actions we take today. Let this conference be a platform for learning, sharing best practices, and inspiring meaningful actions. I urge all of you to carry these ideas back to your organizations and become champions of sustainable healthcare. Together, let us heal people, protect our planet, and create a healthier future for future generations to come. Thank you. I wish you all a highly successful, enriching conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lingay sir, for your beautiful, kind words. Now I request our Managing Director, Dr. G.S. Rao sir, to give his message to the conference.
Good morning, everybody. Honorable Governor of Telangana, today's chief guest, Sri Shiva Prasad Shukla Garu, Dr. Ajay Sethi, Chairman IRDA, all the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. I welcome also press and electronic media, my classmate Dr. Srinath Reddy. Everybody, we welcome you. I am seeing a lot of seniors, first time in this place. Thanks for coming to this place. We are honored to be hosting this conference, to be frank with you. Everybody knows environment is required. I think there is a lot of interest in the environmental clearances and environmental abusing, like real estate, buildings, roads, everything, every department. So is health also. I am sure for quite some time, I think probably some 25, 30 years also, hospitals in Telangana are at least trying to segregate all the biomedical segregation. That is what we are doing it, very religiously doing it, because our pollution control board is good in it. I tell you a few words about this hospital, so that what we have done to save the environment, I will be able to tell you. When we built this hospital, we thought we'll bring light to the ground floor even from the 15th floors. We cut the building in 3 places. If anybody is interested, you can go and see. The whole light, natural light comes up to the ground floor. That will give lot of relief in terms of visibility and reducing the electricity in the daytime at least. Then second thing what we did is we did two kinds of electricity. I mean air conditioning. In the middle of the night in winter, you really don't need electricity. But most of the hospitals are closed, so you have to put an electricity and run it because of the air circulation. What we did is we have two kinds of electricity, air conditioning. One is we pump fresh air regularly into the whole building. That is one whole system itself. And the air conditioning is only cooling the whole system. It helped us a lot in saving the electricity costing and helping the patients also, because the oxygen contents are much more in the room when compared to other hospitals. I don't know if anybody is interested, they can study it. And approximately 60 to 70,000 square feet of area we have left for big green plants. I don't know if anybody can go to the 7th floor. We created a jungle-like thing there. So at least our idea is to create an environment to our patients to see the greenery so that their recovery will be faster. These are the few things which we have done. And not only that, whatever can be done, we were trying to reduce the plastic contents. I mean, Dr. Linga is in the forefront of this thing. I am not there, but he is trying his level best to do all these things. And I really congratulate all of you for a good gathering like this kind of, and I hope something will come out of it. It's not only we should listen and go, we should be able to implement it. That's what I think. And I thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I think that gives us a very good perspective of what the hospitals we have done in Yashoda Hospital, and other hospitals can also emulate about the green hospital concept. Next, I would like to call upon Professor Sanjay Jodhpe, the President of the Public Health Foundation of India, to kindly address the gathering.
Thank you, and good morning to all of you. Honorable Governor of Telangana, Shri Shiv Pratap Shuklaji, Shri Dr. Ajay Sethji, Dr. Lingaya, Dr. Martha Ramesh, Dr. Vishnu Reddy, Dr. Krishnan, Dr. Norley Grace, Dr. Alex Thomas, Professor K. Srinath Chetty Garu. We have distinguished Health Steering Committee members, partners, collaborators, invited guests, speakers, delegates, and colleagues. It is my privilege on behalf of Public Health Foundation of India to welcome you all for this Health Conference 2026. And a big thank you to the leadership of Yashoda Hospital for facilitating the organization of this very critical conference today that we are witnessing. The Health and Environment Leadership Platform was established in 2017 by the Public Health Foundation of India and Healthcare Without Harm. It is the India chapter of the Healthcare Without Harm's Global Green and Healthy Hospital initiatives. We are grateful to the Healthcare Without Harm for continued partnership in advancing the climate resilient health facilities agenda in the country. The Health and Environment Leadership Platform was forged with a singular definitive vision to build an institutional platform where healthcare leaders transition from siloed clinical operations to systemic climate resilient leadership. At the Public Health Foundation of India, we view the health workforce and institutional governance not merely as operational components, but as the absolute binding constraints of the health system's performance. Health serves the vehicle to build capacity within this workforce, equipping the leaders to manage the complex intersection of public health, environmental sustainability, and also financial viability. And this brings us directly to the core theme of this landmark convention, that is the healthcare sustainability from promise to deliver. And what you just mentioned, sir, about action and implementation is critical, which is reflected in the theme. For years, global and domestic health standard discussions have treated sustainability as a secondary, normative goal with a promise deferred to the future generations. Today, we declare that sustainability is a current operational necessity. Healthcare delivery is uniquely vulnerable to climate disruptions. Paradoxically, it contributes significantly to the environmental degradation through carbon emissions, supply chain waste, and intensive resource consumptions. Moving from promise to delivery requires shifting away from purely technical or voluntary fixes. Instead, we must focus on structural levers of governance, macro incentives, and rigorous institutional design. We must ask ourselves some critical systems level questions. How do we actually incentivize private and public health providers to embed green infrastructure without compromising clinical outcomes? How do we reform our medical and management education so that planetary health becomes second nature to every hospital executive? And how do we align regulatory and insurance frameworks to de-risk and reward the sustainable infrastructure investments? Later during the discourse of the conference, we will certainly witness a vital milestone towards answering these questions: the formal release of the Health Compendium of the Best Practices and the Health Charter of the Sustainable Healthcare. These documents are not merely as an academic exercises, they represent evidence-based, informed, pragmatically grounded blueprints designed to guide hospitals nationwide towards verifiable climate action and structural accountability. Honorable Governor, sir, esteemed dignitaries, the transition to the sustainable healthcare cannot occur in vacuum. It requires deep alignment, rigorous capacity building, and unyielding commitment from both the state and national leaderships. By optimizing our health workforce governance and designing the right institutional incentives, we can really transform our health systems to be resilient, equitable, and sustainable. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor. Now I request Dr. Ajay Seth, the Chairman of the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, to kindly address the gathering.
Honorable Governor of Telangana State, all dignitaries on the dais, and participants. It is really my privilege to be present here in this important international conference on a theme which is very relevant for our times. I am here as someone associated with healthcare payers who collectively handle about 10% of the total out-of-pocket expenses in the country, and they channelize public money to reach the healthcare providers. Why I say this theme is very appropriate? Because I see there is no trade-off between health of people and health of planet. Rather, two complement each other. This planet has enough for genuine needs of inhabitants, but not for all the comforts which the human beings may desire to have. Medical science and the advancement in medical science do lead to methods, processes, equipments, ways of treating which requires more energy. That is what the medical science needs. All that is possible to be provided in an environmentally sustainable manner. Here I would like to recall what Honorable Prime Minister 5 years back had asked all of us to adopt lifestyle for environment, life movement. And there are few steps, elements which he had guided. One, in our everyday life, and that applies even to how do we deal with our own health or health care or even health treatment. Reduce our imprint on energy consumption. Second, how do we incentivize, which Professor Sanjay mentioned on that aspect, that how that get incentivized both in the behavior of healthcare providers as well as healthcare payers and ultimately healthcare payer is the public at large. And thereafter, it leads to a position wherein the supply chains also start behaving in a manner where the incentives lie. But here I would like to caution few aspects, few things which are within the control of this ecosystem, few are not. For example, the emission, and this is an interplay, those terms are used in the context of emissions, but not in terms of the pollution, but treat that as an analogy. Is Scope 1 emission. Hospitals do create their own set of emissions as well as creating pollution. That is something which is entirely controllable. And Dr. Rao gave an example how this hospital has established a smart air conditioning system which controls the energy consumption for air conditioning to the bare minimum. That's a smart way of doing it. Then comes the question of, and again, he talked about for the last more than 2 decades, maybe the 3 decades, responsible hospitals have been taking care of their waste, how they segregate it at source, because it can be hazard for others. Then comes the question of Scope 2, which is basically energy coming from somewhere else, which is beyond the control of this ecosystem. As a country, we are moving towards adding very, very significantly towards renewable energy. But something, nighttime, energy will come only from a coal-fired station. You can't control it. That is at the macro level, things have to be sorted out. And then comes the Scope 3, the consumables which are exclusively for health sector. They can be incentive or the ways working with those supply chains that those becomes less energy intensive. And there, India has enough innovation, enough research capability to nudge those consumables to be done in a more energy responsive manner. So here I would like to close with this observation that we must embark on this journey of taking care of health of people as well as not doing anything which is adverse to health of the planet. But at the same time, our journey should be inclusive, leave no one behind. India at current level of per capita income needs everybody to get a good affordable health care. And to my mind, both sets are possible. And as somebody associated with the health care providers or payers ecosystem, we stand ready to support whatever incentives or disincentives can be built into the ecosystem. Thank you very much. And I would like to congratulate both Help Organization, PHFI, and Yashoda Hospital for putting together this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your lovely message. We'll definitely emulate whatever you said. And now we have a release of the pledge of the HELP conference. I think we'll request the Honorable Governor and the rest of the dignitaries to kindly release the pledge of sustainability development. Thank you very much, sir. Now we go into a very important session wherein we have done. We need a prize distribution. We have a prize distribution ceremony wherein we have the Telangana State Chapter. Dr. Lingaya is the lead South Zone 2. We have received the first prize for the competition held by the PFHI and HELP conference. These some of the things that were done on the memberships that we took. We got the memberships, the engagement and events conducted in the respective states, knowledge and advocacy campaigns carried out, interaction with Government of India, contribution of the health conference, registrations, and then these are all the parameters on which all the various state chapters were assessed. And the first prize was given to Yashoda Hospital, Telangana State Chapter, Dr. Lingaya sir. Big round of applause, please. I request the governor to kindly hand over the prize. I request Dr. Shilpa Tatake. Dr. Shilpa Tatake to receive the second prize, which has gone to the Maharashtra State Chapter. A big round of applause, please.
Just a clarification, I think both the chapters did equally well, both have been given the first prize.
So it is the first prize to both of them, so thank you so much for the clarification, sir. Next we go to the felicitation of the guest of honor, Dr. Ajay Seth. I call upon Dr. Kirtana Yadav and Mrs. Shanti Bhattacharya to kindly come onto the dais to felicitate our guest of honor, Dr. Ajay Seth. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to call upon Dr. Ashwini Amareshwar and Mrs. Rajni to come onto the dais to felicitate our chief guest, Honorable Governor of Telangana, sir. Dr. Ashwini Amareshwar and Mrs. Rajni. Thank you very much. Now I think we have come to the most important and most awaited session, and that is an address by our Honorable Chief Guest, our Honorable Governor of Telangana State.
Sri Ajay Seth, Chairman IRDA, Sri G. Surendra Rao, MD, Yashoda Group of Hospital, Sri Sanjay Jopre, President, Public Health Foundation of India, Sri A. Lingaya, Chairman, Health Environmental Leadership Conference, मंच पर उपस्थित सभी सम्मानित अतिथिगण तथा इस सभागार में उपस्थित सभी सम्माननीय देवियों तथा सज्जनों, चिकित्सा और पर्यावरण क्षेत्र के सम्मानित विशेषज्ञों, मेरे प्रिय भाइयों बहनों, आप सभी लोगों को मेरा नमन। आज यशोदा हॉस्पिटल और हेल्थ एंड एनवायरमेंटल लीडरशिप प्लेटफॉर्म के तत्वावधान में आयोजित इस इंटरनेशनल हेल्थ एंड एनवायरमेंटल लीडरशिप कॉन्फ्रेंस में मैं भी उपस्थित हुआ हूं और इस हॉस्पिटल में डॉक्टर राव के साथ जब मैं देख रहा था तो एनवायरनमेंट की क्या स्थिति है उसको भी देखा हूं। और मुझे लगता है जब डॉक्टर अजय सेठ जी अपनी बात कह रहे थे तो बड़ी गंभीरता के साथ उस बात को यशोदा ग्रुप के भी लेने का काम उन्होंने किया। मैं आयोजकों को इस सामयिक और अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण पहल के लिए बधाई देता हूं, क्योंकि अभी मैं चंद दिन पहले एक पब्लिक हॉस्पिटल में, बहुत ही सुप्रसिद्ध हॉस्पिटल है, जिसकी डिग्री लेकर के जो लोग गए होंगे वो गौरव की अनुभूति करते होंगे कि मैं इस इंस्टीट्यूशन से डिग्री लिया हूं, गौरव महसूस करते होंगे। लेकिन उसके इमरजेंसी को जाकर के जब मैंने देखा तो मुझे स्वयं समझ में नहीं आ रहा था कि मैं इस हॉस्पिटल की व्यवस्था को देखूं या जो मरीज यहाँ इमरजेंसी में हैं उनके कष्ट को देखूं। कुछ दयनीय स्थिति थी। लेकिन इस विषय पर, जिस विषय पर आप लोग आज पूरी चर्चा कर रहे हो, मुझे लगता है कि निश्चित रूप से इसका संदेश हर जगह जाना चाहिए। आज हमारा विश्व गंभीर पर्यावरणीय चुनौतियों का सामना कर रहा है और यह केवल प्रकृति तक नहीं सीमित है, बल्कि उसका सीधा का सीधा प्रभाव कहीं न कहीं मानव शरीर और मानव मन दोनों पर पड़ रहा है। एक ऐसे समय में चिकित्सा जगत को उपचार से आगे बढ़कर के स्वास्थ्य और पर्यावरण के संबंधों को समझना होगा। व्यवहार की बात यहाँ आ रही थी। एक डॉक्टर किसी मरीज का जो उसके यहाँ एडमिट है जाकर के देखता है, देख करके दो बातें उससे करता है। कहीं अगर उसी डॉक्टर ने उसके सर पर हाथ रख करके ऐसे फेर दिया तो मुझे लगता है कि शायद वह मरीज दवा से अधिक उस डॉक्टर की उस भाव से प्रेरित हो जाता है। शायद पहले यह होता रहा और जब होता रहा तो ही पृथ्वी पर अगर किसी को भगवान की श्रेणी में रखा गया तो डॉक्टर को रखा गया। इस पर गंभीरता के साथ सब लोगों को विचार करने की आवश्यकता है। इस दिशा में हमारे देश का मार्गदर्शन करने और वैश्विक स्तर पर नई चेतना जगाने का श्रेय मुझे जरा भी हिचक नहीं है लोकतंत्र में समीक्षा भी होती है और समीक्षा में निंदा भी होती है, लेकिन मैं कह सकता हूं कि भारत का प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी एक दूरदर्शी सोच के नाते ही उन्होंने पर्यावरण को विषय बनाया, नारा दिया एक पेड़ मां के नाम। हम अपना कोई भी काम करें तो ये देखें कि एक पेड़ अगर लगाते हैं तो उसके नफा और उसके नुकसान दोनों की जब समीक्षा करेंगे तो नुकसान कहीं नहीं दिखेगा, दिखेगा तो केवल नफा दिखेगा। और यह स्वयं है मानव विज्ञान है कि किसी भी पेड़ में जब क्लोरोफिल की स्थिति होती है, कोई बैठ जाता है, बैठ के गंभीरता के साथ उस पेड़ को देखता है, उसके हरेपन को देखता है, तो मुझे लगता है कि उस व्यक्ति को बहुत ही संतुलित आधार पर यह लगता है कि नहीं, मैं कहीं अच्छी जगह बैठा हुआ हूं। मिशन लाइफ स्टाइल फॉर एनवायरमेंट, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी द्वारा शुरू किया गया यह मिशन वैश्विक स्तर पर प्रत्येक नागरिक को एक पर्यावरण अनुकूल जीवन शैली अपनाने के लिए प्रेरित करता है। आप जरा सोचिए कि एक प्रधानमंत्री दिल्ली में, चाहे नॉर्थ ब्लॉक में या साउथ ब्लॉक में, अब तो बदल गया है, बैठता है और वही प्रधानमंत्री जब जाकर के तमिलनाडु के समुद्री तट पर प्लास्टिक बीनने का काम करता है, तो वह कितना प्रेरणादायी होता है, कितना प्रेरणा लोगों को देने का काम करता है। भले ही इसकी निंदा हो, लोग ये कहें कि ये क्या कर रहा है प्रधानमंत्री, लोग जैसे प्रधानमंत्री को सब कुछ समझ लेते हैं, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री अगर आम नागरिक की तरह से अपने को प्रस्तुत करता है तो शायद वो आम नागरिक लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता है। हमें इसको समझने की आवश्यकता है। हमारी दैनिक आदतें, चाहे वह जल संरक्षण हो, ऊर्जा की बात यहाँ हो रही थी कि किस तरह से हम एसी का कंट्रोल करते हैं, किस तरह से ऊर्जा का कंट्रोल करते हैं, किस तरह से सूरज की रोशनी से पूरी तौर पर संचालित करते हैं। तो निश्चित रूप से जल संरक्षण, ऊर्जा की बचत या सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक, जिसकी चर्चा मैं अभी किया हूं, सीधे हमारे पर्यावरण और स्वास्थ्य को प्रभावित करती है। कल मैं बैठा हुआ था, टीवी चैनल देख रहा था, आज तक चल रहा था। कभी जिस शिमला की वादियों में जाने को लोग तरसते रहते थे, हमारे और आपके द्वारा शिमला को किस हद तक गंदगी से भर दिया गया है यह दिखा रहा था। हम ये नहीं समझते हैं कि हमें ये नहीं करना चाहिए। और उसका फोटो लेने का काम कौन किया था? एक विदेशी महिला ने, और उस विदेशी महिला ने उस मीडिया को देने का काम किया था। ये हमारा विषय नहीं है क्या? ये भी तो हमारा ही विषय है, जिसको हमें सोचना चाहिए, समझना चाहिए। वन अर्थ वन हेल्थ G20 मंच से प्रधानमंत्री ने एक पृथ्वी एक स्वास्थ्य का जो मंत्र दिया था, वह आज के समय की सबसे बड़ी आवश्यकता है। अभी जब पूरा एशिया लगभग 3 महीने से, और उसके पहले रूस और यूक्रेन का युद्ध पिछले 4 वर्षों से जो चला, सभी लोगों ने अपनी अपनी समीक्षा किया, लेकिन आपके देश के प्रधानमंत्री ने इस बात पर यह कहा, किसी से भी मिला तो उन्होंने कहा कि एक्सेलेंसी, युद्ध किसी भी समस्या का हल नहीं है। समस्या का हल शांति से है, वार्ता से ही है। हमें देखिए, कभी कभी राज्यपाल होने के नाते मैं राजनीति में नहीं जा सकता हूं, लेकिन कभी कभी इस बात पर चिंता होती है कि जिस देश के प्रधानमंत्री को, इसके पहले किसी भी प्रधानमंत्री को विश्व के 34 देशों के उस देश का प्रमुख सम्मान आज तक नहीं मिला जितना इस प्रधानमंत्री को मिला। और बात तो उससे भी आगे चली जाती है, वार्ता तो होती रहती है, लेकिन अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया का प्रधानमंत्री मंच से इस बात को कहता है मोदी इज बॉस, जब कहता है मोदी इज बॉस, हम भारतीयों को का सीना कितना चौड़ा हो जाता है। लेकिन इस देश में तो उसकी भी निंदा होती है। इस देश में प्लास्टिक की, सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक की चर्चा नहीं होती है। इस देश में टैप से टपकते हुए पानी की चर्चा नहीं होती है। एक दूसरा कितना भ्रष्ट है, केवल इसी की चर्चा होती है। कोई नहीं देखता है कि 4 उंगली मेरी तरफ भी दिख रही है। मुझे लगता है कि इंसानों, पशुओं और पर्यावरण का स्वास्थ्य एक दूसरे से जुड़ा हुआ है। हम पर्यावरण को नुकसान पहुंचा करके खुद स्वस्थ नहीं रह सकते हैं। स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में भारत आज एक अभूतपूर्व परिवर्तन का गवाह बन रहा है। यह हॉस्पिटल बहुत सुंदर है, पर्यावरणीय दृष्टि से देखा जाए तो भी अच्छा है, स्वच्छता सफाई की दृष्टि से देखा जाए तो भी अच्छा है। लेकिन विचार कीजिए, कि आयुष्मान भारत जैसी योजना दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी स्वास्थ्य बीमा योजना है। लोगों को ये लगा कि हाँ, हम अपना भी इलाज अब करा सकते हैं, गरीब से गरीब लोगों को जो आयुष्मान कार्ड लेकर के हैं। लेकिन आप तो यहाँ सम्मेलन कर रहे हैं, सम्मेलन में इसकी भी चिंता होनी चाहिए कि उन हॉस्पिटल्स की, उन डॉक्टर्स की, कि जो आयुष्मान भारत की योजना को अपने हित के लिए साधने का काम करते हैं, गरीबों के हित के लिए है। इसको संरक्षण करना चाहिए। करोड़ों नागरिकों को स्वास्थ्य की सुरक्षा इससे मिली है। इस नाते हमको बड़ी गंभीरता के साथ इस पर विचार करना चाहिए। जब सम्मेलन करने बैठे हैं, हम तो अभी कर करके चले जाएंगे, डिस्कशन तो आप सभी लोगों को करना है। डिजिटल हेल्थ इकोसिस्टम और बुनियादी चिकित्सा के ढांचे, ये सही है कि भारत को आज वैश्विक स्तर पर स्थापित किए हैं, और भारत की चिकित्सा अपेक्षाकृत अन्य देशों के सस्ती है। दूसरे देशों से लोग आ करके यहाँ अपोलो जैसे हॉस्पिटल्स में जो है अपना इलाज कराने का काम करते हैं, पड़े रहते हैं। इस तरह से पड़े रहते हैं कि उनको लगता होगा कि नहीं, मुझे कुछ सस्ती चिकित्सा मिल जाएगी अपेक्षाकृत हमारे देश के, तब आते हैं। इसको और कैसे ठीक किया जाए, इस पर विचार करना चाहिए। हम जहां हैं आज हैं, यह तेलंगाना राज्य और विशेष करके हैदराबाद चिकित्सा और शिक्षा विज्ञान का मतलब लाइफ साइंस अत्याधुनिक अनुसंधान क्षेत्र इसे माना जा सकता है, मेडिकल का हब है। उसको और अधिक सुदृढ़ करने की आवश्यकता है। नवाचार आधारित स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं वैश्विक स्तर पर हमारी पहचान बनाती हैं। इस नाते में ये समय जब ये विषय आया, क्योंकि मैं यहाँ जब गवर्नर होकर के आया तो मुझे एक स्वास्थ्य संबंधी जांच की आवश्यकता थी, तो हमारे लोक भवन के डॉक्टर ने यशोदा हॉस्पिटल से ही बात किया और मैं गया, मुझे अच्छा लगा। थोड़ी देर तो गवर्नर के रूप में और बाद में पेशेंट के रूप में जो व्यवहार होता है, ये दोनों जब मैंने देखा, कंपेयर किया, तो मुझे लगा नहीं ठीक है, अच्छा है। ट्रीटमेंट एज ए गवर्नर नहीं, ट्रीटमेंट एज पेशेंट जब शुरू हुआ तब मुझे लगा कि नहीं ठीक है। यहाँ पर यशोदा हॉस्पिटल जैसे प्रतिष्ठित संस्थानों में और विशेष कर के यहाँ जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, उनसे मेरा जरूर यही आग्रह है, जो पहले मैंने कहा कि हमारा हॉस्पिटल केवल बीमारियों का केंद्र न रहे, इलाज का केंद्र न रहे, बल्कि पर्यावरण संरक्षण, ऊर्जा दक्षता, एनर्जी एफिशिएंसी और वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट का भी एक पूरी तौर पर रहे, सामाजिक उत्तरदायित्व के भी रोल मॉडल बने। जब एक स्वस्थ नागरिक, सुदृढ़ स्वास्थ्य व्यवस्था और सुरक्षित पर्यावरण एक साथ मिलकर के चलेंगे, तो मुझे लगता है कि जो सपना इस देश के नेताओं का है विकसित भारत का, निश्चित रूप से वो पूरा होगा। मुझे विश्वास है कि सम्मेलन से निकलने वाला जो विचार होगा, जो व्यवहार होगा, अत्यधिक टिकाऊ होगा, पर्यावरण के अनुकूल होगा और भविष्य के पर्यावरणीय व्यवस्था को पूरी तौर पर जो आ रही है अब एक से एक, नहीं तो आज देखिए ना 20 तारीख हो गया, हैदराबाद में मई के अंतिम महीने में पानी बरसना शुरू हो जाता था। अभी कहीं मानसून का पता नहीं है, कहीं टिका हुआ है। इस नाते इन चुनौतियों से हम सभी लोगों को बड़ी गंभीरता के साथ आपस में मिल करके, बातचीत करके, बहस करके कैसे क्या किया जाए। साइंटिस्ट हैं आप सब लोग, तो इस सम्मेलन की शानदार सफलता के लिए मैं हार्दिक शुभकामना देता हूं। आप सभी लोगों को इस पर विचार करने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you very much, Governor Sir, for your beautiful address. And next, I would like to call upon Dr. Martha Ramesh, President, Health Telangana Chapter, to propose a vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais, and it's my privilege to propose vote of thanks. And distinguished guests, delegates, faculty members, students, ladies and gentlemen, and media, and all the people, NGOs, and all the nursing homes who have come from Adilabad to Ashurapeta, all 33 districts, and all from all over India, Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the people who have come to participate in the great initiative. It's my privilege to honor and propose vote of thanks for this inaugural session. माननीय गवर्नर साहब बहुत अच्छा भाषण दे दिए। वो स्वास्थ्य, वो पर्यावरण कैसा जोड़ के आगे चल जाते बोल दिए। ये हॉस्पिटल का बारे में भी हमारा गवर्नर साहब बहुत अच्छा तारीफ दे दिए। एज ए गवर्नर प्रोटोकॉल क्या है, एज ए पेशेंट का भी क्या हाल है, उसीलिए एक बार ये हॉस्पिटल मैनेजमेंट को एक बार जोरदार तालियां लगाइए। माननीय गवर्नर साहब शिव प्रताप शुक्ला जी, आप वो बड़े कुर्सी में बैठे भी गरीब के बारे में सोच रहे। कैसा हमारा माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी वो लाइफस्टाइल एनवायरनमेंट कैसा जुड़ा है। कल योगा डे भी है, ये आज शाम में हमारा माननीय गवर्नर साहब उसको भी दैट अकेशन को भी ग्रेस कर रहे हैं सर। इसीलिए आप जो भाषण दे दिए ये सम्मेलन में हम ज़रूर विचार करेंगे क्या करना है गरीब के लिए, समाज के लिए, एनवायरनमेंट के लिए। और इसीलिए सर आपको बड़े भाई धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ सर, एक बार जोरदार तालियां लगाइए। द नेक्स्ट आवर एक्सटेंडेड we extend our sincere thanks to, on behalf of HELP, Dr. Ajay Seth, Chairman IRDA. Sir, he has honored to come, though his hectic schedule, so he is with us. He rightly mentioned that 3 points. And definitely, sir, being a HELP president, Telangana State, sir, kindly, you are sitting in the policymaker chair, kindly tell all the hospitals to create some fund towards environment के लिए कुछ portion, at least 2 to 3% for that. Sir, if you do that initiative, definitely, sir, together, and we will sustain, we will attain the healthcare system from insurance perspective also. So we thank sincerely for your presence here, sir. Kindly give a big round of applause to Ajay Seth, sir. The next, sir, our sincere appreciation and thanks to Professor Sanjay Jodhpe, President of PHI, and Mahan Srinath Reddy sir is sitting here. So he's a firm, who is distinguished for the public health system. Sir, we are thankful to make this event a great event. And next, we are grateful to Norley Grace, Executive Director, so SCWA Southeast Asia, an important global perspective to the conversation of environmentally. And Alex Thomas, our chairman, and Dr. Lingaya, who is our South India champion, and without his regular effect, and Dr. Kishan. And finally, I would like to thank all the stakeholders of the line, on the line, who is participating this great initiative. I hope we'll have further deliberations and we'll take it to grassroots and ground. And thank you very much. And finally, and we, on behalf of HELP, we would like to give big round of applause to the Yashoda Chairman and Yashoda Group for honoring this a wonderful session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Martha Ramesh, for your proposing a vote of thanks. With this, we come to the end of the inaugural session. Thank you very much. Please stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे